Get real, be brutally honest with yourself. You can never have an impact on society if you have not changed yourself first. Nelson Mandela. Many of us say that we are honest with ourselves, but is that true? Really? I don't think so. Someone ever told you to follow your passion? So you can find out what you're passionate about? But how can you tell that you're passionate about something if you never have tried it? Complicated? That's because the follow your passion advice can sometimes be a load of shit. You may be interested in something, or like doing something. But passion? Well, that's a strong word. And that's exactly why it backfires. People use it as a crutch and excuse as to why they haven't done anything with their life. Oh, I haven't found anything that I'm passionate about, but I'm still looking. Fuck that. It's not gonna fly, there's no such thing. Try working with your interests instead, and the things you like. Observe whether the market wants what you have and put it out there. The passion will come later. You'll start loving what you do, once you're good at it. Plus it makes you feel good to be contributing to people. Now I'm essentially going to give you a couple of exercises that can help you understand your mean situation and put it into perspective. First, take a look at your bank balance, savings, investments and assets. That is a direct reflection of how successful you are financially. Now take a look in the mirror. How do you see yourself? That is a direct reflection of how well you take care of yourself and your health. Obviously medical conditions are excluded. Then take a look around you. When you go to bed, is there anyone next to you? Do you have kids in the house? That's a direct reflection of the investment in your personal or intimate relationships. Unless you don't want to have a partner, but if you do, then that's something to mention. Finally, take a look at your inbox, text messages and voicemails. That's a direct reflection of the time you have invested in your friendships. How did that feel? If you're doing good in all those areas, good for you. I know I'm not, and I also know the areas that I am weak on now. It's better to have a completely clear picture, even though possibly shitty picture of where you are right now. Right? I mean, how can you expect to achieve anything if you have no idea where you are starting? Trust me, I kidded myself for far too long, and it's painful. But I know for a fact that it's the best thing you can do. You need to know where you stand and where you are coming from. You want to be awesome, build a great business and have the freedom to do all the things your heart desires? Then get real. We can lie to the world, but never to ourselves. So don't be a douche and skip this. Give it a time, and slowly make a plan to change those areas of your life that you're not happy with. If you want a truly brutal version of this exercise, gather your family or your friends, tell them that you care about their opinions, and ask them to anonymously write down what they really think of you, and how you can improve. I did it once and it was brutal as fuck. But I'm glad I did, because it gave me the feedback I needed to make the changes to be a better version of myself. If you don't know what you don't know, how can you improve? Food for thought. Now let's put it into perspective. You will need a squared paper for this. You then need to select a number of boxes. Because I'm an American, the number that I will be using is 79. What's that? Well, it's the average life expectancy of a person living in the US right now. Next thing you want to do is to color as many squares as you are old. Done? Okay, what's not colored is a rough estimation of how long you have left on this planet. Assuming you survive all the other stuff that life throws your way in the meantime. How many have you got? I have 44 squares left to play with. Let's knock off say another 30, which takes me to 65. And that's the average retirement age in America. 14 squares left, and I imagine I won't be having the same energy and motive as I do now, to make a difference with those 14 squares. So with that in mind, I better take advantage of the 30 squares I knocked off at the beginning. Time goes faster than you can imagine. I genuinely remember being a teenager in high school like I'm talking to you now. One thing I have learned from speaking to old folks is that those who worked really hard usually wish they had spent more time with their loved ones, and not worked quite as much. Which is why in a previous episode, I expressed how important it is to schedule that in. However, their regrets for the things they didn't do was equally massive. Don't go to your grave with regrets. It's already dark as fuck. So you don't want to add more doom and gloom to the mix. You know what I'm saying? You are only here for a very short time. In the grand scheme of things, we are gone in a blink when you compare our life to how long the universe has been here. For a long time I had a real crippling fear of death. I have found with those who are open enough to share it, that it's quite common. If you are religious, that's awesome, you know what you have in store. But for the rest of us? It's a huge unknown with a capital U, and that's really terrifying. Until you accept it. When you realize no matter what you do, it's going to happen eventually, that's liberating. You may be able to make your life last longer by keeping yourself fit and healthy, but one day, that's it. Time's up. We started off as a bunch of atoms. And one day, we're going to end up as a bunch of atoms. So why worry? Really, worrying about what people think, if you fuck up, if you look stupid, if it doesn't work, if they say no, in this big-ass universe, is totally pointless. Honestly, you have so little to lose. Wake up. The universe doesn't give a flying fuck about you. Let go of all the bullshit stories you are telling yourself about why this or that won't work and give it a fucking go. We're all gonna end up a decomposed mush underground anyways. Your body remains will turn into fossil fuel and the next generations will suck it off the ground and pump it into their gas tanks. Eventually it'll turn into a smoke and come out of the exhaust pipe of someone's car and it'll spread in the air. And the globe keeps revolving. The good news though, is that your soul might stay, so focus more on that. I speak to people who want to help 1 million people, break a new country, and make big changes. But what's wrong with starting small? Help yourself first, then try to help a few more people, and go from there. If you think you can make a difference, have a great idea or have something awesome that you want to get out there, you need no one's permission. It is your life. It is yours to do with as you see fit. You don't have to be a crazily driven nutbag like me. But if you are feeling unfulfilled, or that you want more out of life, then go get it. Super easy. Now remember. Figure out where your situation is at the moment. Take a look at the aspects of your life, bank balance, the mirror and how you take care of yourself, relationships and friendships. Check them, and be brutally honest with yourself. Make a plan to change those areas you aren't happy with. If you're still confused, ask your family and friends to help you detect the things you need to improve. You need no one's permission. Whatever it is, if you're waiting for someone to tell you it's okay for you to do something, fuck it, and go do it. Thanks for watching, see you in the next episode.